What is up, guys? So it is that time of year where I would like to talk about my top 10 best movies of 2016, and I've seen a lot of movies this year, a lot of really good ones as well. It was really difficult whittling down this list to about 10 movies, so there are some honourable mentions which I'm just going to go through now. Those movies include Deepwater Horizon, The Conjuring 2, Creed, Spotlight, The Witch, and 10 Cloverfield Lane. So those are my honourable mentions. There are a lot of other good movies out there that I saw this year, but these next 10 are the ones that really wowed me. And I would just like to say, before I go on to this is not go on a scale of rating. For example, I could have given a movie a full 5-star rating on my channel. There could be basically nothing wrong with that movie. However, the rewatchability for that movie may be a little bit low to some other ones. Say if I gave a movie 4 stars, it may have a few issues, but its rewatchability is a lot more probable. Is that a word to use in that sentence there? It's more than likely that I'll watch that movie more than a 5-star movie which bored me, although very well made, well acted, well written. It has to be entertaining for me, so this is my own personal list of movies that I would rewatch over and over again. I'd also like to point out that I have not seen every movie that's come out this year. There are a few movies I may have missed. So if there are any movies on here that you think should be on here, let me know in the comment section below. But for now, let's go through my top 10 movies of 2016. In at number 10 is a movie that came out in the US in 2015, but we got it here in the UK in 2016, making it for us a 2016 movie. That movie is the movie that won Leonardo DiCaprio his first well-deserved Oscar, The Revenant. The Revenant is an incredible movie. Leonardo DiCaprio gives one of the best performances of his career, and what I admire most about this movie is the fact that the director used natural lighting for his scenes, which I just think is one of the best things he could have done, because this movie looks absolutely gorgeous. And at number 9 is Disney's Zootopia, which I also really enjoyed this year. I was debating whether to put Moana on this list, but there were a few issues I had with Moana. As much as I love it and I love the soundtrack, and this movie doesn't really have any songs, and I'm a fan of Disney musicals, I did really enjoy this movie, and it had a good strong message throughout that could garner to both children and adults. The animation is beautiful, the voice acting is incredible, the story is powerful, it is literally Disney at its best. At number 8 is another movie that the US got before us in 2015, but for us here it was a 2016 movie. That is Quentin Tarantino's 8th movie, The Hateful Eight. What can I say about The Hateful Eight that hasn't already been said? It's got the Tarantino violence, the incredibly well-crafted dialogue, the incredibly interesting characters who are portrayed so well by the actors that they keep us engaged into this story when it's basically just two characters talking to each other. It is Quentin Tarantino at its best. I'm a huge fan of his movies, and that's why it made my top 10 list. At number 7, the shirt may have spoiled this because I'm a huge Star Wars fan. It had to be on this list. That is Rogue One, A Star Wars Story. Sure, this movie had some issues, but I was incredibly entertained from start to finish. There are some awesome characters in here, and I love how well it ties in with the 4th movie. That basically when you finish watching that movie, you can go straight onto the 4th one, and when the Death Star does eventually blow up, it just adds a bit more gravity to it. You really feel like you've been along with this ride with these people, and you realise that the sacrifice is so much more due to seeing Rogue One before jumping straight into A New Hope. Plus, that one scene with Darth Vader, man, it is just one of the best things you could ever hope to see. In at number 6 is for stop motion animation, Kubo and the Two Strings. This movie was absolutely gorgeous, it was hilarious, it had a strong message. The voice cast all did a fantastic job, I loved it, I've seen it multiple times in the pictures, and I definitely recommend to you guys, if you haven't already seen it, please do, because it is fantastic. And at number 5, the best Valentine's Day movie ever made, Deadpool. Deadpool entertained the shit out of me from start to finish. I was laughing, it was hilarious, it was action-packed, it is just incredibly fun. I watched this movie like 5 times in the cinema. Since buying it on Blu-ray, I've watched it about another 10. I adore this movie. I love that we got Ryan Reynolds back in to play this role. He is Deadpool, and I cannot wait for the sequel. At number 4 is the most simple movie you could ever hope to watch. That is Patterson, in which we follow a guy in his day-to-day life for 1 week, and I don't know what to say about this movie because it it keeps you invested in this guy's life, in this guy's story. It feels so real. The acting is incredible. It's so well written. If you guys haven't seen this movie yet and it is still around, then please, I urge you to please see this movie because it is just incredible. Even more so because it keeps you entertained despite the fact you're just following one guy through his day-to-day life for 1 week. But what can I say? I wasn't bored once during this movie. I was continually invested. It was amazing. At number 3, another sci-fi movie, completely different to Star Wars though, that is Arrival. And this movie really gets you thinking. It really puts Denis Villeneuve on the map as one of the directors to look out for. I love his other movies. I'm continually looking forward to the next thing he does. If you're looking for a fast-paced action sci-fi type thing with lasers and aliens attacking and all that, you're not going to get it with this movie. This movie really gets you thinking. It really puts understanding on a language barrier. Like, if aliens did come to Earth, how would we understand them? How will we know if they're here as a threat or if they're here to make peace? And this movie did a very good job of keeping me invested into that storyline. Not once did I get bored throughout this movie. I thought it was great. I definitely urge you guys to go out and see this movie if you can, because it is just amazing. It is an amazing cinematic experience that you will all thoroughly enjoy. At least I did anyway. That's why it's number 3 on my top 10 list. In at number 2 is a movie that you do not get nowadays. That is Shane Black's The Nice Guys. Funny, action-packed, thrilling, entertaining, just so much fun. I've rewatched it so many times. I adore this movie. I can't wait to see Shane Black's next movie. He's just a fantastic writer-director. And Russell Crowe and Ryan Gosling had such great chemistry on screen together. I could watch them in a movie together forever because they're just that good. They're amazing. Again, if you haven't seen this movie, it is out on DVD and Blu-ray. I do suggest that you do buy this movie because it is incredible. I can't see anyone getting bored with this because it's just so unique. You don't get movies like this anymore. It's such a unique and original script that it definitely stands out above all the whole reboots and remakes sort of thing that we're getting now. And here we are in at number 1. It kind of had to be this movie. I've watched it more times than any movie in my collection so far. That is Captain America Civil War. They nailed it with this movie. It was action-packed, it was tense, it was thrilling, it was funny, and yes, Spider-Man did have to be in this movie because he was badass. I loved him. And I loved this movie. I cannot wait to see these guys join forces again to take down Thanos in Infinity War. And that's my list. Do you guys agree with me or do you disagree? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comment section below. Thanks ever so much for watching, guys. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Share the video with your friends, and if you want to see more videos just like this one, then subscribe to my channel for more. Thanks again for watching. You guys are awesome, and I'll see you all in the next video.